All right, time now for our business update. Yuka Roya joining me here on the studio, starting with a widening food scare here in France.
It's a serious problem. The government has announced tighter safety checks after it was discovered that baby formula potentially contaminated with salmonella continue to be sold in supermarkets. 6 major retailers, including Carrefour and Auchan, are facing government sanctions. The economy minister has summoned top managers from the manufacturer Lactalis for questioning today. Alexander Orcott takes a look at this company, which is one of the biggest dairy producers in the world.
In the dairy aisle, the Lactalis Group is responsible for a wide range of products under various names. These include some of the best-known brands in milk, yogurt and cheese. It's the world's leading dairy producer, eclipsing even Nestlé. Exporting to 43 countries and employing 75,000 people worldwide, its turnover is around 17 billion euros. But its reputation was severely damaged when it was forced to recall millions of products in December after a salmonella bacteria was discovered in its baby milk formula. Lactalis is now on damage control.
I want to offer our apologies again to all the parents who have and who could have been affected. I really want you to believe that we are sincerely, deeply sorry for what happened.
From humble beginnings, the brand has steadily grown to become a global giant. It launched the first ever industrially produced camembert in 1968 under the brand Président, and more recently it has been buying up its competitors one after another. The financial damage of the scandal is unclear. Its CEO, Emmanuel Besnier, is one of France's richest men, but keeps a very low profile. In keeping with this, the company does not trade on stock markets and does not publish financial results. The group says it is investigating what went wrong during an episode which will severely hurt the company. As well as the damage to its revenues and reputation, the French government has also promised financial penalties.
Well, moving on to North America, and tension rising ahead of a new round of trade talks.
That's the 6th round of talks for renegotiating NAFTA, or North American Free Trade Agreement, which starts on the 23rd of January. Officials from the United States, Canada and Mexico are meeting in Montreal. The meeting will come just weeks after Canada lodged a complaint against the US at the World Trade Organization over export duties. The Trump administration has again warned that Washington would walk away from the 1994 pact unless major changes are made. While Canada says the threat has to be taken seriously, Mexico's president remains optimistic. Take a listen.
Mexico will maintain a firm, serious and constructive stance. And we will put our faith in a negotiating process which is based on the principles, objectives and limits we've established. I'm optimistic about the possibility of reaching a deal that benefits all 3 member states.
So I think if there is goodwill on all sides, we could have a great outcome in Montreal. But having said that, the U.S. has been very clear since before the talks started that invoking Article 2205 was a possibility. And I think we need to take our neighbors at their word, take them seriously. And so Canada is prepared for every eventuality.
Now, meanwhile, Fiat Chrysler announced a plan to shift production of its heavy-duty pickup trucks from Mexico to Michigan in 2020. The carmaker says it will invest $1 billion into a new factory, which will create 2,500 jobs. The move will lower the risk to the firm's profit if the US decides indeed to pull out of NAFTA.
Now, last day of the trading week, Yuka. I think it's already underway in Asia.
That's right. Well, the stock market rally has resumed after a midweek slowdown. Wall Street closed at record highs again on Thursday. Asian markets, as you can see, too, are mostly trading up this Friday, except Tokyo's Nikkei, which closed down 0.25 percentage point, weighed down by a strong yen. Now let's take a look at some more of the business headlines at this hour for you. And Ford has called on owners of nearly 3,000 Ranger pickup trucks not to drive them after finding out that an exploding Takata airbag killed one person in West Virginia. The latest death caused by faulty airbags occurred back in July, which brought to the total death toll over Takata products to 21. China's exports and imports picked up steam last year thanks to global demand. According to new data, exports expanded almost 8%, while imports rose double that amount. The country's trade surplus with the world fell 17%, but with the United States it actually widened. Trade imbalance is a sensitive issue with Donald Trump. And more Japanese households are expecting inflation to accelerate, according to a new survey by the country's central bank. While the new data is seen as another sign of the economy regaining confidence, the country's economy minister sounded a cautious note, saying it's still too early to declare an end to deflation before consumer prices reaches the Bank of Japan's target of a 2% inflation rate.
And finally, from you, cryptocurrency has crept into the music industry.
That's right. It's just a question of how far would you go to promote virtual currencies. Now, in Japan, where Bitcoin is a big thing, it's so big that a new all-girls crypto band has just been formed. They're called Kasotsuka Shoujo, or virtual currency girls, with each of its 8 members representing a different digital currency, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. The group is giving its first cryptopop concert in Tokyo this Friday and is on a mission to educate the public about the world of virtual currencies. So there you go.
Not a very catchy name, at least not in English when you translate it.
Kasotsuka Shoujo. Yeah, it's quite a mouthful.
Thank you, Yuko. Yuko Roya with a roundup of the business news.